There are n sweets in a bag. 6 of the sweets are orange. The rest of the sweets are yellow. Hannah takes at random a sweet from the bag. She eats the sweet. Hannah then takes at random another sweet from the bag. She eats the sweet. The probability that Hannah eats 2 orange sweets is a third. Part A. Show that n squared minus n minus 90 equals 0. This sort of reminds me of a maths meme. Let's have a look at that. But really, it's not that hard. Okay, if you actually read it, I mean, it's weird. We've never seen a question like this before. I'm sure people have done many test papers, practice papers, and not seen a question like this. But I'm guessing if you're doing this paper, you know about probability, and you know something about quadratic equations. You should see that and think, oh yeah, that's a quadratic equation. So what do? I look at this question. I've never seen it before. I'm thinking, right, there's probability. It's going to be a probability question. I see that and think, whoa, I don't, what? But what can I do? I'll go through it. It says here, the probability that Hannah eats 2 orange sweets is a third. So, you know the probability of getting two orange sweets, is the probability of getting one, then multiplied by the probability to get the second one. So, if there's n sweets in a bag, 6 are orange. So the probability of getting orange sweet the first time is obviously 6 over n. Now the second time, if she's just taken an orange sweet, there's one less, so you're going to times it by 5 over, and there's one less sweet in the bag. There was n, so now there's one less, so that'd be n minus 1. Now that hopefully is common mathematical sense, and we know because the probability is a third that is equal to a third. So you've written that down, you think, okay, I've got this thing here. Maybe I could make that into n squared minus n minus 90 equals 0. It did seem random, but maybe that's what we're going to do. So what can I do at the moment? Well, let's actually work out what this bit is. Let's sort of simplify it. So when you worked out how to multiply fractions. You were doing it in year 7, you've done it in year 8, year 9. So you multiply the top, you multiply the bottom. So 6 times 5 is 30 over n times n minus 1, which I could write as n brackets n minus 1, but that would multiply out to give n times n, which is n squared, and then n times minus 1, which is minus n. And that still equals a third. All I've done is simplify that. So here, you think, oh, n squared minus n, that's there, n squared minus n. So let's just carry on. What else can I do? Well, that equals a third. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply it all by 3, because if that's a third, I want to get it equal 1. Okay, so multiply this side by 3, I end up with 90 and n squared minus n. Remember, you only multiply the top. If you multiply both, then you just get an equivalent fraction, and it won't be any bigger. So multiply the top by 3, multiply this by 3, that's 1. So now we've got a 90. That's great. 90 there. There's a 90 that way to minus 90. So we've got n squared minus n. It's on the bottom of a fraction. So what we're going to do, we'll multiply it, because you want to get it off the bottom, don't you? So if you multiply this side by n squared minus n, it's gone. Left with 90. If you multiply 1 by n squared minus n, you just get n squared minus n. And look, we're really close. So now, you're just going to get rid of that 90, because then you'll end up with 0. So take off 90 on this side, that gives you 0. If you take off 90 on this side, you've actually got to write minus 90, haven't you? So n squared minus n minus 90. And let's just write it properly. N squared minus n minus 90 equals 0, which is that. Woohoo! All done.